All right. And thank you to One Time Plumber for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Happy Friday, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio. And it is time for our Longhorn Spotlight program. And we're going to be talking with Chris Harold, the instructor for our Payson High School Construction Technologies course. And one of his students, I have come to call her the superstar student, Kate Hughes. And we're going to be sharing with you just some incredible, exciting and incredible news. If you hadn't heard, just something that I guess Kate achieved at this last national competition in Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, hopefully if you're watching or listening today, this will be great to share. I know I've been sharing it with a lot of people that I talk to, just to, it's a great example to give people, residents, community members, an example of just how awesome our youth are and just how many great things are happening at our high school and in our school district, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Kate is one great example, but we have so many kids, you know, that are just doing amazing things at our school right now, and super excited to get the new school year kicked off, and we have, you know, I probably have a large number of kids that are interested in some of the Skills USA competitions this year. So trying to rope some of them into doing more of the leadership stuff like Kate has done, but yeah, it's exciting. We got a good year coming up.
Yeah. So we'll for those that hadn't heard, or again, I want to mention this a few times on the program, but Kate was a state officer, right, for construction, or for Skills USA.
Yeah.
A state officer, and that is a great achievement right there, becoming a state officer out of all of the students. Approximately how many students are in Arizona in Skills USA?
For Arizona Skills USA, there's about 15,000.
About 15,000. So on a national level, there's over 400,000 members of Skills USA, students from every state in the country, including Hawaii, Alaska, and
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah, U.S. territory. And they converge on Atlanta, Georgia, and I think in the, is that in the Dome, or where is that held?
It's held at the Congress Center.
Congress Center, okay.
In Georgia, and then the award sessions are held in the State Farm Arena.
State Farm Arena, gotcha. And so there's national officers that are picked. 10 high school national officers are picked from out of 400,000 members. Over 400,000 members. And Kate, you got picked, elected, I should say, elected, because you had to campaign and really get out there. So you got elected as a national officer from little old Payson, Arizona, Payson High School. That is amazing. That is just amazing. How did that feel when you got announced?
It was, I think the best way to describe it, exhilarating. I was just so excited because it's something that I've worked for since freshman year. I've known I wanted it for a really long time, and it took a lot of hard work to get here. So hearing my name, I was the first high school officer to be called.
Whoa!
So hearing my name was just, it was exhilarating.
Yes. So you're a senior this year?
Yeah.
Senior this year, so you started this journey your freshman year, and that was your goal. I remember last year, even your sophomore year, I think you started coming on the program here and just kind of, you know, mentioning, hey, this is my goal. This is what, you know, I would like to achieve. And that's amazing. I mean, that is awesome. That, you know, in your program, in our high school, in our town, that Kate, I know, and it's has to be a team effort, right? Like, you know, so many people working towards that.
Yeah, definitely. I had a lot of people in my corner, people from the state of Arizona, people from our chapter that came just to support me. I had my parents were there. It was their first Skills USA event, so I had a lot of people to support me.
Oh, that is awesome. So your parents came out. That must have been incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a great experience, you know, going through that process. Kate had, I mean, it's just like running for any political position, Chris. You know, you're aware of that.
Yeah.
You have to campaign, and you know, they had a process, an application that they had to start with.
Yeah.
You know, and it got whittled down, you know, until they got to the final 20, the 20 people that were running for national officer positions, and finally.
Yeah.
They have a voting delegation that's picked, and there were 360 something delegates that actually got to make the final vote on our national officers.
Yeah.
that were representing each of the states and territories. So
Yeah.
it was a neat process
Yeah.
to get to see, and like she said, it was a lot of hard work for her.
Yeah. And you know, I would imagine, you know, you mentioned support, you know, Arizona, people in Arizona and the Skills USA program supporting you, obviously, and the program here, the Payson High School. But was it overall a positive experience?
Yeah, definitely. I know I had a lot of people coming up to me because what we did is 3 days we had something called Meet the Candidate. So the candidates would stand at their little table with their campaign materials and everything, and the delegates would come up and talk to them, just ask them questions. And I had a lot of people just overall telling me how much they liked me and how much they thought I would be a good fit. So it was definitely super positive. And Arizona, because we have one of the bigger memberships of Skills USA, Arizona was super supportive, especially since a lot of them had known me from the year prior when I was a state officer. So I had a lot of my Arizona delegates just coming up and talking to me a lot of the time. So it was a lot of fun.
Gotcha. I think there are some adults out there that should take note and follow the example of young people. And, you know, instead of kind of being ridiculous when it comes to elections and politics, it doesn't have to be like that. And this is a great example of just people being mature. Hey, put them on the air. Who is it? Come on. Is it Tiffany?
No.
Oh, put her on. It is a great example of people being supportive, and you know, probably everyone that ran worked very hard and has been involved and you know doing a lot in Skills USA. But it comes down to just who gets the most support, who gets the most votes.
Yeah.
And that's awesome that you got that. So is it a case where all of the members vote, or just like states vote, or groups vote? How does that work?
Each state chooses their what they call delegation,
Okay.
and based on how many members they have is how many delegates they get for the state. So they choose their delegation, and then the delegates go, and they're the ones who vote. So I think it was around 300 this year.
Okay, for in total?
In total, yeah.
In total, so 300 delegates. So those 300 are the ones that voted for all the officers.
Yeah.
Wow, that is cool. And looking at the list, I mean, there are, again, 10 high school students that are national officers, and then 4 college students that are officers. There wasn't a duplicate state, or two students from the same state. It was just all over the country.
You know, it's pretty neat, Chris. We're talking about the absolute best leaders from each state, really, that kind of showcase, and I'm super happy to say that we have one of those from Payson. You know, Kate being our first ever national officer in any CTE program is pretty exciting. So.
Well, and you look at these schools. I was looking at it, and being from back east, we've talked about this before. We're back east, they have VOTEC schools. So the president from Blackstone Valley Regional Vocational Technical High School. So a VOTEC high school. I mean, that's the main role of the high school, is VOTEC. Unlike your program where it's one period a day.
You know,
An hour?
Yeah, 58 minutes
58
or
minutes.
so. Yeah, if you look at the list, there's only 4 of the national officers that are from traditional high schools.
Gotcha.
4,
Yeah.
Kate being one of those 4, so.
Yeah, Canadian Valley Technology Center. And what was the other one? Center for Advanced Technical Studies in Chaplin, South Carolina. The Grand Prairie, Texas Collegiate Institute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these schools, most likely the resources they have and the time that is dedicated to construction technologies or to their VOTEC program
Yeah.
is much longer.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think we've talked about this in the past. Competing against those schools is difficult because those students are going to those programs for 3 hours plus a day. You know, they go get their English, math, science credits at one school, and then go to these VOTEC schools for the rest of the day and work on their specialty programs. So they have a little bit of an advantage, but you know, there's those of us that just have great kids. So.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, and what is it, Kate? What was like one of the main reasons you feel like you were able to get elected to this national position?
Honestly, I think just because I am able to advocate for other people, especially those who are more quiet or they have anxiety. I know that's something that I struggled with a lot until I got into Skills USA, and I had one certain person that just helped me out of it. So I was able to show to the members and the delegates that I am able to help students who are just like I was and get them out of their shell and advocate for them when they can't advocate for themselves.
And is that because you could empathize with them because it was a similar situation for you, so you know how they feel?
Yeah, I think so. It's really easy for me to tell when somebody's having a panic attack or their anxiety is kind of heightening just because I have been in that exact place. So I'm able to help, and I have the strategies to help them out of it.
Wow, that's so cool. And so what I really am impressed by and also encouraged by is that, you know, you feel and you feel it is a case where you helping other people and being able to relate to other people and make other people better. That's what people recognized, and that's why you got elected to this position, instead of you trying to tell everyone and convince everyone, oh, I'm better, I deserve this, you know, me, where your approach and what you've done, it sounds like, is, hey, how can I help other people? How can I help these people be better? Probably knowing that if you can help those people and people can be better and accomplish more, then that's better for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. That was my biggest part of my campaign, was helping with mental health of the members and the students, because if their mental health isn't on top, then how can they compete? So.
And talk about anxiety or stress going to these competitions.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, because how many, not all 400,000 attend, but how many are in attendance at the event?
I just got told the number like 2 days ago that we're in attendance at this past conference.
It was close to 8,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
It's a lot of students there all in one spot, and it's impressive to watch it, Chris, because I mean these are the kids that have won all their state competitions, and just phenomenal in all the different areas, like welding, sculpture. There's items that are welded, and I can share some pictures with you, but just unbelievable performances of welding, sculpture projects, culinary projects, you know, and the automotive refinishing kids. It's amazing. And then you have all the leadership kids that are doing those events. They're pretty well spoken individuals. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, these are students that have competed in their states, and they were the top in their state, and now they're going to nationals and all coming together, competing, which, wow, yeah. Some amazingly talented young people, huh?
So, yeah, it's pretty good, you know, and Arizona Skills USA is pretty strong.
Mhm.
You know, we, this year, they topped the number of medals that we had placed ever at like 48, I think, medals. You know, first, second, or
Yeah.
third place medals at,
Yeah.
at nationals. There's 120 contests approximately, so, you know, we had a lot of first, second, and third place medals.
Wow.
And then after that, the majority of our kids out of Arizona were top 10.
Mhm.
Okay,
Wow.
top 10 in the nation. So, you know, Kate last year was on the Teamworks team that placed second at state. They lost to a team out of Casa Grande, who's really been strong the last couple of years. And they finished sixth at nationals. And we were I think it was a really close competition at the state contest. I went, man, guys, we were close. We were there. But
Wow, and they finished sixth.
yeah, they finished sixth, and we were the second place team, and I truly believe that point-wise, we were probably right there, real competitive with them for the state title last year.
Wow.
So,
No, that's amazing. Again, if you're just tuning in or just started watching on our KRIM radio Facebook live stream, talking with Chris Harold, the instructor of the PHS, Payson High School Construction Technologies class, and Kate Hughes, who was just elected to the National Region 5 Vice President for Skills USA, and just an amazing, amazing accomplishment. So out of 400,000 members, I mean, that's insane. I just can't get over that number. I'm like, goodness, that's so many. And it's really cool to just hear about kind of the journey, starting your freshman year, working up to your senior year, and culminating in getting elected to a national officer position. How long have you been instructing construction technologies now, Chris?
so this is my 12th year.
12th year. And did you ever think that you would have a national officer in your program?
Never in my wildest dreams, Chris, to be honest. I just, you know, getting kids involved in skills has just been the thing, you know, that really kind of the struggle, because these kids don't realize how good they actually are, you know, and they're just competing against other students just exactly like they are, you know, and it's funny because some of the kids, they're worried, and like Kate talked about, they're anxious about going and competing in some of these contests, but if they know what they're doing, if they learn while they're in class, they can do really well, and then they can get showcased, you know, on the state stage, you know, first of all the regional competitions, and then at the state level, and then the opportunity to get to go to nationals if you win. It's pretty amazing. So,
what has this done, do you feel, for the program here at Payson High School? Have there been classmates of yours or other students, maybe below you, that have, you know, watched you, seen what you've done, and have told you, hey, this is a goal of mine, or I want to try and, you know, do this as well?
I haven't had anybody specifically like tell me that it's a goal of theirs, but I know that I've been talking to the middle school a lot. Last year I talked to them about construction technologies and Skills USA, and I know this year we had the problem of having too many students in class, because
Whoa.
I mean, I like to think it's because I talked to them. Who knows? But
Well, I don't think it's this guy.
right.
I mean, come on, he'll scare middle school students, man. He scares them.
So yeah, we do have a large group of freshmen, you know, a really large freshman class coming in right now. So, you know, but our sophomore class, you know, I have 2 sophomore classes continuing on this year, which I haven't had that in a couple of years. So, so I think we're doing some good things. You know, if we just got to get these kids pushed into it and give them that little push to get involved.
Yep. And for maybe those listening, because I guess I'm taking for granted that everyone listening or watching knows what construction technologies encompasses or what it is. So can you, you know, share about the program?
So we just introduce the students to basic residential construction. So masonry, electrical, plumbing, carpentry, you know, get them involved in that, and start with basic framing, you know, basic masonry skills. Teach them how to lay some block. Teach them how to frame up a wall, frame doors and windows in, you know, and all the parts. And you know, I have a few students. I have about 3 or 4 students that are really interested in electrical right now. So I'm excited about that. It's the first time that had really that many kids interested in that.
Okay.
I have a couple kids that are interested in plumbing, and so it's exciting that I think we have a group of kids that are kind of interested in entering the trades, because the number of skilled tradespeople here in Payson, you know, a lot of them are getting a little older, unfortunately, my age and older, and we got to get some of these young people trained up to take over those jobs when they retire.
And I think that's nationwide, really.
Absolutely.
The trades, they're kind of taking a hit, and not as many people going into the trades.
Yeah, at Skills USA we call it the skills gap.
Skills gap.
That's what Skills USA is for, is to fill the skills gap so that
Okay.
these students are ready to go straight out of high school into the workforce.
Gotcha. And I know I was talking to, I believe his name's Caleb, I think it's Payson Plumbing, and he, you know, I gave him your number, and he said, hey, yeah, I'd love to, you know, be involved. And I told him how local tradespeople have helped over the years and have been instrumental in just donating so much of their time to the students to show them. You know, and work with them and on a, you know, a trade, whatever their trade is, in preparation for competitions, but also just to impart those skills to those students.
Yeah, we've had several contractors come in, you know, each year they come in and you know, spend some time with the kids, spend a day, you know, even a day helps with if they can come in and work with the students. And you know, Matt Roberson has worked with my kids in plumbing. I've had electrical guys come in and work, and you know, a lot of the industry business guys here in town have been really supportive as far as getting us to our competitions and helping us raise money to get to Atlanta. You know, Annixter and Buds and R&K and Hell's Gate Arms, and you know, we've had a lot of support getting us this last summer out to Atlanta. We had a pretty good raffle fundraiser, and we'll probably try to do something like that again, because we're going to get, I'm pretty sure we're going to get to Atlanta again this year, Chris, because I just think we're going to win some contests and get back there again. So.
Yeah, so, wow, so yeah, you'll be, because you were elected basically right at the end of your junior year, so now your senior year, you'll be serving as a national officer, and the competition is at the end of the year then? So, wow, are you excited about that, going to the competition as a national officer?
I am. I'm excited because we get to talk on stage a lot. So
Whoa, okay.
I like talking on stage. So I'm definitely excited to do that on the national stage.
Yes.
I've talked on the state stage a lot,
Yes.
but the national stage is like the big one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
Wow, that is amazing. So, what are your plans after school?
I plan to go into the Air Force, actually.
Did you tell me that before?
I don't think so.
No, that's amazing. I was in the Air Force, so there we go. Nice. So, do you have a job picked out, or are you just kind of still?
I'm not for sure, but I think I want to be an air weapons mechanic.
Okay.
I like working on the weapons a lot. My dad owns a gun shop, so
Oh.
I'm used to it.
Hey, there we go. Nice. Wow, a weapons mechanic. I wasn't expecting that one. I was not. So there we go. So yeah, and that could be even, you know, there's a lot of different bases or places, but even Luke down there with the aircraft, the jets that are down there, and all the weapons. Wow. So that is cool. So have you committed yet, or is that still something you're?
No, I haven't yet. I want to finish everything with Skills USA first, just to make sure no
That's true.
times conflict or anything.
That's true. You're still golly. I'm like forgetting. You're still in school, and have to finish that first.
Yeah, she's got a pretty busy schedule right now, Chris. She's already had a week's worth of training and getting ready to leave the state again here for another week in just a couple weeks. So she's going to be back and forth across the country a few times this year with Skills USA.
Yeah, and I didn't even ask kind of what your role is. What are some of your duties, and what do you have to do as a national officer?
Well, we all combine as a team and just run the conferences as well as plan events. We, as a team, work together to figure out how we can make Skills USA better, better than it was last year, prepare the next year for it to be better than we were. And then as Region 5 Vice President, I touch base with all of the states in Region 5. I see what they need, how I can help them, and then I give a report to our Joint Executive Council, which is the high school and the college post-secondary, and I tell them how Region 5 is doing.
Wow. So yeah, that's is a lot of sounds like communications and meetings, and so that does take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Now, you have a pretty light schedule this year, your senior year?
Yeah, I have 3 classes. I mean, I technically have 4, but one is virtual, so I can do it from home. But yeah.
So that's good that you have that lighter schedule, and you have that time.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, our first event that she'll be going to here, and we'll be going here in a month, is the Washington Leadership Training Institute, which is the first conference that she'll be putting on, and that's in Washington, D.C. here in September.
Nice. Will that be the first time you've been to Washington, D.C.?
No, I went last year as a state officer, but it's definitely one of my favorite events. I have a lot of fun there. We get to see all the monuments in D.C., and we get to talk to Congress people about Skills USA and advocate for Skills USA.
That's really cool. And the CTE programs just in general, I mean, it's such a, I feel so fortunate here in Payson, at Payson High School, that we have such strong CTE programs to where other schools around the state, and I don't know if it's like this in other states, but maybe in metropolitan areas, you just don't see the CTE programs like you do in rural parts of the country.
Yeah, that's so true, Chris. I've talked to a lot of students that are down in the Phoenix metro area, and they don't have the programs unless they travel to satellite programs like WestMech or EVIT, because there's very few schools that have programs like we have. So.
Yeah, and the CTE programs, if you're not familiar, they're career and technical education programs. And goodness, at our school, how many? I think we have 7. Yeah. So it's great because it's that hands-on experience that you just, I don't know, it's you can't get it just in the classroom, can you?
No, anytime Mr. Harold's teaching in the classroom, I kind of check out because I don't know what's going on. But when we're in the shop, I learn so much from Mr. Harold. So
it's keeping it real with Kate. Hey, it's not just you.
I know. I was that student too, Chris.
Yeah,
so I understand that.
Yeah.
When you put them in a chair and a desk, because like, sometimes they're just off in another world. So
we get them in the shop and hands, and actually doing something, and that's how most people can learn.
It's pretty funny. Just in the last couple of days, trying to get the kids in the shop early in the year. First time I've ever really done this. Have kids in the shop in the second week of school with hammer and nails, trying to assemble some walls, and I got young people. They're like, man, hammering these nails in with the boards laying down on their side is tougher than it looks, and they've never done that, never framed a wall. So why can't we use a nail gun, Mr. Harold?
Yeah.
We got to learn to use a hammer first.
Yeah, you have to start with the nail gun.
You got to learn to use a hammer first.
Yeah. Wow. Now that is great. Well, it's already 10:30. Half an hour just goes by so quick. But this is awesome, and just congratulations.
Thank you.
And I just really want to commend you on all your hard work and dedication.
Thank you.
mean, from freshman year to senior year, you had that goal to be a national officer, and you accomplished that. So that's just awesome. It is great.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for everything you're doing with the program, all the hard work that you've been putting into that, and it's just great to see, you know, our high school now. You mentioned before the program, an A+ high school, all these incredible CTE programs that are offered, AVID program, the Aspire Foundation that, you know, helps pay for college or pays for college courses. I mean, there's so many great things that are happening in our school district and our high school, and it all starts with the kids, the youth, that, oh my goodness, if you give them the opportunities, they're going to excel, they're going to do great things. And I think all the support also that the community provides our students is really wonderful. Yeah, because you don't see that in every community, unfortunately. You just don't have that, so it's good. Any final words, Kate?
No. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you. And thank you everyone listening and watching this morning. And also thank you to One Tom Plumber. Hey, you gotta talk with them too. Maybe they can help out a little bit. But you guys have a great weekend. And today, again, is the start of the inaugural Rim Country Western Film Festival that's kicking off Rodeo Week. And our world's oldest continuous rodeo starts next Thursday through Saturday. So want to get your tickets for that as well. Well, hey, time to get back to the music with some Clash, In Excess, Bad Company, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
With this morning's KRIM weather forecast, we're based on
All right.
areas on
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, you are so welcome. Thank you.